This is a short video just to show you the process that I use when doing individual unit research using the U.S. National Archives captured German records. So basically you would start with the unit that you want to do research on. Now I'm going to show you a research tool that I have. So this is an ordering guide for the National Archives. And basically you can see here that the records are split out into publication numbers. So if we are looking for divisions, we would use a division T315 and so on. Below that are foreign military study records. So basically you have to know where your unit would fall in this. Now technically, if I'm going to do, as an example, the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division research, I would technically look for it in the division records. Of course, late war units have very little in the division records, and I did check, and there was just a slight bit of information on the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division. But typically you're going to have to go into higher unit records in order to actually find some meaningful information. So basically you need to know your order of battle. What unit was this, the division you're doing research in, subordinated to? So for that you would need to find an order of battle. And you can find those online. Access History has them. Several other sites have them. They're not hard to find. This is the one that I have here. This is one that I created from original documentation resources. So I'm going to go down to September. We know the Volksgrenadier Division started in September of 1944, so I'm going to go down to September and see if I can find the 183rd. Of course, also I know that the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division was in the West. So you'd have to know a little bit of information before you start hitting those orders of battle, or you're going to be doing a lot of searching. So by knowing they were in the West, I can go to the order of battle for OB West and start there. So I can find that the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division is right here. It was subordinated to the 81st Army Corps, which was under the 7th Army, which was under Army Group B. So that gives us the end of all the units that I need to kind of keep an eye on, research into, to see if I can find information about the 81st Army, about the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division. We'll be starting with the 81st Army Corps. So we know that the 81st Army Corps is a T314 from this guide here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get the guide for the Army Corps records. And this is the guide for the Army Corps records. And I will show you where you can download these guides. I've recently redone the guides, redid them a little bit simply to add this index you see here on the left-hand side, which makes it a lot easier to drill down to the specific units. I was getting really sick and tired of going back and forth. So I'm going to go back to the Sturmpanzer site, and I'm going to show you by going to Research, Tools, Narrow Index. Here are the guides. Armies and Army Groups, Army Corps, and Army Divisions, and that'll get you to these guides. So this is the Army Corps guide, and I'm going to go down to the 81st Army Corps, and boom, there I am. Much easier than scrolling back and forth. So now I want to kind of step down until I get to a period of time that covers September. So here we've hit into October, August to October, so this is where my September starts. Roll 1591, 1592, 1593. And typically what I'm looking for is IA records. Okay, this is operations. So this is the operations group. So this is what's going to have the daily record of what was going on with the division, with the Corps, and what was going on with divisions and subunits assigned to the Corps. So this is where you want to be at if that's the kind of information you're looking for. And there's also attachments to the daily journal that will provide additional information about the status of tanks, anti-tank guns, personnel, things of that nature. Okay, so we'll go on to see what else we've got here. 1594 still has some information, 1595, 96, 97, and then we're to the 82nd Army Corps, so we are done. So basically we're looking for rolls 1591 to 1597. Back to the Sturmpanzer site is where the first place that I go and I do look at the index to see if I can find these rolls available online for free somewhere. try to keep this thing updated once every couple of months. So basically, if you look over here, you see the date that they were last updated. Okay. T314. I'm looking for 1591. And this returns all the rows above and below 1591, 10 above, 10 below, basically. And it's empty. So 1591 to 1597, no free rows, no for sale roads. The Morai list, which is other here, has them, but you know they're available somewhere, but you don't know where at. I happen to have these rows. I purchased them several years ago when I was doing my research into the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division. So then, at this point, you found your rows. If you can download them or purchase them from the National Archives, and if you want to purchase them from the National Archives, I have a video for that. So all the documents that I'm showing you, the OB West order of battle, the guide to ordering from the National Archives, I'll post all those in the blog post that's associated with this video, and I will also put a link to the other video I have on how to order from the National Archives. So if you want to order one of these rolls from the National Archives, that'll kind of step you through it. Okay, so you get them, and then what do? So once you have the roll, then you're basically just going frame by frame, trying to find information to see if there's anything pertinent to your unit and what you're trying to figure out. So what I'm going to show is just basically some of the things that I created from some of the information that I was able to pull out of this 81st Army Corps records. So this right here is basically the daily record from the daily journal, just kind of written out so that I could chronologically see what was going on, specifically what unit it was. And I can always go back if I want to read additional details, see what else might be on there. But this describes the unit, and I put the division. So I see it's 183rd Division, the 49th Infantry Division. You can see exactly what was going on. So it's just chronological order. I was able to pull this out of the daily journals. Some of the attachments that you have kind of give you the status for tanks and anti-tank guns. That's what this is. I basically took all that information, compiled it into a single chart so that I could see 10 days straight across what was the status for each division and for each unit, independent assault gun units and things of that nature that was there. Other documents that you can pull up, unit status of the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division as of October 1st. And this was an actual document that I just created and redid it so it's easier to read and easier to see. This is just for the Army Corps. You can keep on going up to the Army records, Army group records, and find additional ones. I'll show you one additional document. This is a list of all the subunits in the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division, what train they were put on, and what date and time and location they arrived for deployment. So this is, you can see it's all mid-September, and this is when they were coming when they originally got deployed. So these come in train logs from the 7th Army, and they come on different dates. So basically I had to compile the different dates and put them all together to show you sequentially train 1 through 36 for the 183rd Volksgrenadier Division. And by the way, this information is available in a different video that I have on the 7th Army train log. So I will put a link to that as well in the blog post, and you can go to that if you're interested in the train log. But it has a lot of different units. During this pretty much same period of time, I think the train log is like from September, maybe prior to September, all the way to December. So you can see a lot of the units getting moved around in the West that were part of the 7th Army. With that video and those documents, I provide the whole log, I believe, is a download on that particular video and blog post. Okay, so that pretty much is all I really want to show. Hope it was useful. Thanks for watching.